Angels are often depicted as cherubs, small children who watch over us and bring us love and good tidings. Our next story is about just such an angel. His name is McKay Everett, and he watches over the people he loves in a very special way. McKay's story is emotional and heartbreaking, but ultimately it is a life-affirming testament to the power of love. Some kids collect stamps, others baseball cards. But for McKay Everett, pennies were the only objects worth collecting.
Oh, that's great.
When he was 6 years old, McKay's grandmother gave him a pickle jar full of shiny copper coins, and from that day on, pennies were his passion. His mother, Paulette Everett, encouraged his interest.
Oh, my goodness.
That was just something that McKay did. That was part of him, that we just knew if you have any spare change, especially pennies, they were his.
Born and raised in Conroe, Texas, McKay was the only child of his doting parents, Paulette and Carl Everett, and the favorite nephew of his Aunt Pamela Lovelace in Mississippi.
McKay was Paulette and Carl's life. He was their every breath. Every move they made was for him, to make McKay happy, to make McKay smile.
This is my dog. And that's me. Don't take this, Dad. Please.
McKay blossomed as he grew. He was active in sports and a good student who loved to read and recite poetry, and he continued to collect pennies.
What year is that?
68.
Over the years, he had found thousands.
They weren't in any organized manner. They would be in boxes, shoe boxes, under counters, in drawers. We just called them stashes of pennies.
And then, on the night of September 12th, 1995, the Everetts left their son home alone to attend a business meeting.
And you have the number where we're going to be at?
Yes.
Okay.
Got the number.
12-year-old McKay had convinced them that he was old enough to be on his own.
All right, be good. No parties.
No parties.
And McKay had been taught how to arm and disarm the security system.
Bye.
Lock it.
He had been taught all that we knew to teach him about personal safety.
But later that evening, when Carl called home to check on McKay, there was no answer. He suspected that his son had fallen asleep in front of the TV, but decided to check on him anyway. Carl immediately suspected something was wrong when he found the front door wide open.
McKay!
McKay did not answer his call.
McKay!
And then his father discovered the terrifying truth.
Hello?
McKay had been kidnapped, and now the voice on the phone was demanding a $500,000 ransom
Who is this?
for McKay's safe return.
I want to talk to my son.
5 days later, their beloved McKay's body was found in a Louisiana swamp.
My greatest prize, the person that I loved so much, was taken away. I will never be the same. From that moment, I was forever changed.
Paulette was almost catatonic. She couldn't talk, she couldn't walk. She couldn't do anything.
My house was quiet. That was the most profound silence that I think I've ever heard. I tell myself some days, let the breeze be McKay's voice. Let that replace the sound that you treasured so much.
The kidnapper, who turned out to be a friend of the family, was eventually captured, convicted, and sentenced to death for McKay's murder. A few months after McKay's death, Paulette was on her way out when she realized she had forgotten her sunglasses and ran inside to retrieve them. The moment she returned to the car, a flash of copper caught her eye.
On my armrest was a penny, and I thought, that penny wasn't there before. And I picked it up and looked at it and thought, I wonder how you got here.
A few days later, Paulette arrived home, rushing to get inside. She always hated walking through the door where her son had been abducted.
I looked down, and on the threshold, right in the middle of the door, was a penny. I picked it up, and in my head said, another penny. It was the first time that I thought about McKay and the pennies that he had collected all the years. And it meant to me that it's okay to step through this door, Mom, and to come on back in.
As mysterious pennies kept appearing unexpectedly in her life, Paulette began to view them as little messages from McKay.
I see them as signs of encouragement. McKay saying to me through the pennies, don't give up, Mom. Life goes on. This is in keeping with the type person that he was. If he were here, he would do something like this to encourage someone that he loved.
Back in Mississippi, McKay's aunt, Pamela Lovelace, was unaware of Paulette's experiences with the pennies. And now, she was about to have one of her own.
I was on my way to work one morning, and I came over a hill, and there was a truck stalled. I swerved to miss the truck, and it caused me to flip.
Pamela was immediately rushed to a local hospital for x-rays and tests.
While I was in the emergency room waiting to go to x-ray, I felt something in my shoe, and I told the nurse it's my left shoe. And she pulled my left shoe off, and there was nothing there. And she took my right shoe off, and she said, oh, it was your right shoe, not your left shoe.
Somehow, a penny had fallen into her shoe, but at that point, Pamela didn't make any connections. Miraculously, the x-rays revealed no injuries. And as she returned to claim her belongings, Pamela found another mysterious penny lying on the gurney where her left foot had been. Where had these pennies come from?
I knew immediately where the pennies came from. I knew that McKay had been there with me. I knew that McKay placed the pennies in my shoe. And that was his way of letting me know that he had been there with me.
When Pam told her sister Paulette about the accident, her miraculous survival, and the pennies that appeared afterwards, it confirmed to both of them that McKay remains an extraordinary force in their lives.
To me, the pennies mean that McKay is okay. He's there. He's watching out for us.
To most people, pennies are hardly worth bending down to pick up. But for Paulette Everett and Pam Lovelace, these small coins are miraculous reminders of a boy who continues to show his love for them.
I believe that every person has a guardian angel. They may not know who that guardian angel is, but sometimes you do. McKay is my guardian angel.
There is a profound effect that it has on me to know that I'm watched over, that I'm never alone, and that his spirit is there with me as I walk through each day. Whether I see a penny here or not, there is that comfort and assurance that I'm not alone.